Lesson 8-3, Slope and Y-intercept. In this video, we're going to just cover half of this lesson. We're going to talk about slope and save Y-intercept for a different lesson. Alright, so here we go. Using this grid, I'm going to show you equations on a graph of 3 different lines. So we know that to graph an equation, we'd have to make a table, find the ordered pairs, the x, y's, and then plot them on our graph. I'm going to skip this step just to show you what these lines look like. Alright, our first one, y equals x. That line I'll make in red. That one's going to run right through the origin, something like that. The second one, y equals 2x. That one will also start at the origin, but it's going to go up about like that. And our third one, let's see, I'll do a green, y equals 3x. That one is going to be a little steeper, something like that. So 3 different lines, 3 different equations. They're all different because they have a different steepness. The red line is pretty low, blue line is a little bit steeper, and the green line is very steep. Alright, here's one more example. Y equals x. Again, we've already graphed this one. This one looks like this. Y equals negative x is something like this. Now they're different in the direction that they go. The red line goes up and the blue line goes down. So different steepness of a line and different direction the line goes is something we call slope. Slope is the steepness of a line. The definition that you want to make sure you know is slope equals the vertical change over the horizontal change. In other words, rise over run. We're going to talk about rise over run quite a bit during this lesson. So, to find the slope of a line, we're finding how steep the line is. We first look at how much the line rises, meaning how much does it go up and down, and then how much does it run, meaning side to side. So I'm going to show you how you can find 2 points on a line and be able to tell the slope from those 2 points. So, first example. If I have a line in example A like this, if I want to know the slope of the line, remembering the rise over run, first look at, find 2 nice points on your graph. Sometimes they're given to you, sometimes you just need to find where the line crosses those grid points at a nice even grid square. So they've chosen 2 for us right here. Start at 1 point. Doesn't matter if you start here and go down or here and go up. Pick a point. See how much I have to go up and then over to get to the next point. So in this case, starting here, I have to go up 2, so my rise is 2, and then I have to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, my run is 4. I can simplify this fraction to 1/2. The slope of this line is 1/2. Alright, example B. Found 2 nice points again. Pick one. Now remember, don't go over first. You want to do the rise. In this case, we're not rising, we're actually rising down. So we need to go down 1, 2, 3. Because I went down 3, that's a negative rise. So I'm right here. Now to get over to my pink point, I need to go over to the right, so it's positive 1, 2. This is simplified. My slope of this line is -3 over 2. This one was 1/2. Notice that because this line goes up, it has a positive slope. This line goes down. It has a negative slope. Let's do one more example together. Here's a girl skiing down a slope. We want to know the slope of this ski trail. So looks like they made a line for the hill and they found 2 nice points on the graph. Well, let's see how we get from one to the other. Remember, we need to go rise over run. So looks like I'm going to be going down. This line goes down, so my slope is going to be a negative slope. I have to go down 1, 2, 3, down 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 4. The slope of this ski trail is negative 3 over 4. So we leave slope as a fraction. Don't make it a decimal. We don't want that. All right. Now we also have 2 other kinds of lines. This is a horizontal line. What's the slope of this line? Well, think rise over run. Start from a point. How much do I have to go up to get to the other point? Well, I don't have to go up any because it's on the same line. So my rise is 0. Now, how many do I have to go over? How many do I have to run? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 0 divided by 4 equals 0. This horizontal line, all horizontal lines, have a slope of 0. So when you have 0 in the top divided by anything, it just equals 0. However, this is a vertical line. Let's see the slope. We want to find the rise over the run. So I'm going to start with this point here. To get to the other point, I rise 1, 2. And to run, I don't have to go over any because I'm on the same line. So 0. When you have something like this, 0 on the denominator, that's an impossible answer. So we actually say that a vertical line has an undefined slope. So horizontal lines, 0 slope. Vertical lines, undefined slope. All right, last thing we're going to learn about slope is finding the slope with 2 coordinates. So we know that we could plot these 2 points, negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4, 3. And I could find out the slope by doing the rise over the run. However, we'll use that to check. There's another thing we need to learn how to do. That's taking these 2 points and finding the slope without having to graph. In your notes, make sure you have slope equals the difference or change in the y coordinates over the change in the x. That means we're going to subtract the y's over subtract the x's. So here's my y's, 6 and 3. I'm going to subtract them. And here's my x's. Do it in the same order. We started with 6 and then 3. So we're starting with negative 2, subtract 4. So change in y's over change in x's. 6 minus 3 is 3. Negative 2 minus 4. Well, I can add the opposite, negative 6. Always simplify your slope. So this is going to be a negative 1/2. Remember, it doesn't matter if this negative is on the bottom or the top. This whole fraction is negative. So if this were a line, it's a really bad line, if I go down 1 for my rise and over 2, and if I keep doing this, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, I get to my other line. So we're correct in our slope. One more example. 2 points. Let's find the slope. Remember, change in y over change in x. So here's my y's, negative 1 minus negative 7 over, here's my x's, 8 and 0. 8 minus 0. We're subtracting because we're finding the change or the difference. This is going to equal negative 1 minus 7 is negative 1 plus 7, 6. 8 minus 0 is 8. This can be simplified to 3/4. Our slope is up 3 over 4. All right, use what we know to answer the lesson check problems. Remember that we'll learn how to do the y-intercept part of your notes at a later time. In number 1, use the rise over run method to find the slope of this line. And in number 2 and 3, find the slope of the lines when you're given 2 coordinates. Remember, change in y over change in